just finished a tour of Sun Studios. This is outside, but they've actually made this into like a coffee shop before you go in, and it sells records and memorabilia. But this actually wasn't a shop when Elvis was about. This was called Taylor's Fine Foods, and it started in 1912 and finished, I think it was 1997, so it's only been opened at that shop for about 20 years. But actually, Sam Phillips first took Elvis into that fine food store after his record, It'll Be Alright, was played on, I think he was called Daddy-O, Dewey or something, on his record show on July the 8th, 1954, and it went absolutely crackers. Phones were ringing off the hook and everybody was going crackers, so much so they invited him in for an interview, and then Sam Phillips took him straight in there into Taylor's Fine Foods and asked him to sign a 3-year contract. That 3-year contract only actually lasted 17 months, because then Sam Phillips went on to actually sell the contract on to RCA Records for £35,000. My goodness, so that would have been sort of 1955, 56. So this is actually the area where Elvis would have walked in. I'm coming back off the street so you can see it. So he'd have walked through that door and he would have been met by Marion Kaischka. Now, he really wanted to meet Sam Phillips because he'd heard all about Sam Phillips and Sam Phillips, amazing legacy that now was. So that was 1953 when he walked through the door, and Marion knew how to work all the system, so she actually recorded his first track with him. So she was the first one to record with Elvis, and she was so excited by what she heard, she played it to Sam Phillips when he came in. Sam Phillips wasn't impressed at all, and it took a year of Elvis keep coming in and out of the shop, and Marion kept saying, well, if you're going to do it, get this guy, get Elvis, and he wasn't having any of it. And then one day, I think the squeaky wheel gets the oil. I think that's a saying, isn't it? One day they invited Elvis in. They had Scotty Moore and they had Bill Black, and they played, and Sam Phillips wasn't feeling it. He came outside to have a cigarette, and Elvis, to shake off his nerves because he knew that this was his only chance, went round the studio being a bit wild on his guitar. And that's when Sam Phillips heard, I think it was It'll Be Alright, I think that's what it was. And Sam Phillips came running back in and said, do that again, and that was the first record that they cut. So actually, a little bit like the Beatles, because every record company turned them down, didn't they? Elvis really did try hard to get that first deal that he wanted, and that's the story of Elvis and his singing right at the beginning. But this is Sun Studios, and what a tour. It makes your spine tingle. It was great to see Elvis's first, the mic that he sung on, that Johnny Cash has, Roy Orbison, Buddy Holly, and it was great to hear actually the background of the shop as well, because I thought that's where Elvis would have gone for a drink. Absolutely superb. And that's the big guitar just hung up at the top as well. Sun Studios. I had to buy a t-shirt as well, didn't I? Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe.